ready for language, our last video of today, being Thursday, April 30th. Today in language, you'll need page 165 to page 166 out of your book. We have two concepts new in the book, but we've talked about them a couple of times. Page 165 will be diagramming subjects, verbs, and conjunctions. And then page 166 will be alphabetical order. So we're going to hit both of those subjects today. All right, so let's go ahead and look at page 165. We have talked about this a couple of times. When will we get to diagram the conjunction? So today's the day. So let's look. We talked about on Tuesday, we talked about 3 conjunctions. And, being an additive, but, opposites, or a choice. Okay? So we're going to talk about today where those go on our diagram. First thing we're going to do like normal is we're going to pick out our pieces, our subject and our verbs. Now you look at my first diagram and you can see that I'm going to have a compound subject. That's right, because I have 2 lines here. So let's go in and pick out that compound subject. Levi or Ben left this baseball glove. Who or what is my subjects there? Levi. Let me choose a different color so it'll stand out. Levi, Ben. Those are my subjects. What did they do? Or my verb? Left. Correct. Divide there. So now today, we're going to talk about this little dotted line. And we already know, don't we? Easy stuff. So let's diagram our subjects. We have Levi. And we have Ben. Okay? Now, where could we put the or? Exactly. On the dotted line. The conjunction goes on this dotted line. And it goes inside of the triangle, not on the outside. The inside of the triangle. And then we diagram our verb left. Levi or Ben left. You could read the beginning of the sentence there. Okay? Let's look at another one. So that was an example of a compound subject. Now let's look at an example with a compound verb. We memorized and said our Bible verses. All right? First thing we're going to do, just like normal, go in and pick out our pieces. Subject, we. Divide. What was our verb? Memorized. And we have a conjunction, so we know we have 2. Plus we have 2 sides here on our verb side. Said. Okay? So, oh, does that look like one? Let's see. Get that a little bigger for you. There we go. What did we do? Memorized, said. So now let's diagram. Subject goes here. We. Perfect. We have our line, so we know we're finished. Now let's move over to our compound verb. Memorized, the first verb goes on the top. Said. Now we're going to put in that conjunction, and. And goes right there on the inside of the triangle. Okay, and you can see that even on page 165. You can see how they have conjunction written in the point of your diagram. Got a lot of pieces you're putting together now. You have a big rocket ship before long. All right, let's look at page 165. Let's do number 1 together. You go ahead and start picking out your pieces, and I'll catch up with you in just a second. The directions say, mark each sentence, diagram the subjects, verbs, and conjunction. So make sure you're getting all your pieces in. The trumpet and the piano are my favorite instruments. And they give you the whole diagram. So let's go in and pick out our pieces first. Subject. You have a hint. You should have two subjects. Compound subject. Trumpet, piano. Correct. What is my verb? Are. A non-action verb. So we'll divide there. Now we're going to diagram. Subject, trumpet, piano. My conjunction is and. Goes on the dotted line inside of a triangle. Trumpet and piano. And then my verb is are. And that's what it should look like. Very simple, huh? Okay. I'm going to let you do 2 and 3 on your own. Look at number 2. Make sure you pick your pieces out first, your subjects, your verbs. Your diagram gives you a compound verb. Yes, there are 2 lines there. So make sure you have 2 verbs for your subject. Number 3, Sebastian or Daniel will play goalie in tomorrow's game. Look at your diagram. They give you a hint. How many subjects do you have? 2, correct. So make sure you put your conjunction on the line. Now, be careful with your verb. I'll give you a hint. Your verb is a verb phrase. Okay? So you should have 2 words there. It's a verb phrase for number 3. All right. So if you want to pause the video and take care of that, or if you want to go ahead and turn over and look at the back at alphabetical order, whichever you want to do is fine. All right, so let's look at the back, page 166, alphabetical order. We talked about this a couple of times. Look at your, look closely, page 166. When placing words in alphabetical order, look at the first letter in each word to decide the order. If more than one word begins with the same letter, look at the second letter. And then they have written the alphabet there for you to reference back to. And we've done this a couple of times. I know in our spelling book, we have gone through this several times. We'll do a couple together to just refresh our memory. Number 1, you have constellation, moon, asteroid, and dwarf, I believe, yes. Okay, and then you have your lines. Kind of my process that I like to do here is I like to kind of just come over and just underline my first letters. C in constellation, M in moon, A in asteroid, and D in dwarf. And then I just start putting them in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order means they are in order by letters of the alphabet. A comes first, then B, then words starting with C, then D, then so on. All right? So out of C, M, A, and D, obviously what would come first? A, that's right, asteroid. So we're finished with that. A, B, C. So 2 would be constellation. A, B, C. D would be dwarf. And then obviously moon would be last. All right. Now number 2 is kind of along those same lines. You don't have words that start with the same letters. But now let's look down to think B. Circle the word. Look at those directions. Circle the word that comes second in alphabetical order in each group of words. Oh my. I hope you picked up that piece in your directions. Circle the word that comes second. You have gravity, galaxy, and geography. Well, they all start with G. When all of the words start with the same letter, the first letter is all the same, then we will reference the second letter. Okay? So you have, if you wanted to underline the GR, GA, GE. The G doesn't tell me anything, right? So now I'm going to go over to my R, my A, and my E. And if you want to, just for process, so your mind processes through it, just put little numbers above them. That's fine. So out of R, A, and E, what would come first? A, obviously, yes. Galaxy. Now, out of E and R, what letter comes next? E. So geography would be second, and gravity would be third. And our direction said circle the word that would come second in alphabetical order. Let's do one more of those together. Let's go down. Earth, eclipse, and equinox. All right. Well, they all start with E. Can't do anything with them. Yes, you can. Let's move to the next letter. I'll use green here. So we have EA, EC, EQ. So out of A, C, and Q, what letter would come next? These are just like blends, kind of, okay? So A would be first, so Earth. Out of C and Q, what would come next? C. And then equinox. So eclipse would be our second word there in alphabetical order. Okay, so if it helps you to think of these as blends, that's fine. Just putting that second letter in alphabetical order if your first letter is the same. Now guess what? Sometimes in time to come, your third letter may be the same. You just need to keep, your second letter, will be the same. You just move to the third. If the first three are the same, move to the fourth. So just keep going till you can find one that's different. And then think C. Wow. Think C. List these words in alphabetical order. Hint, cross off each word after you use it. All right? I'm going to give you the first word. The first word is absent. So you go ahead for think C. Number one is going to be absent because it starts with A. So you go ahead and you mark off absent in your list. It's in the first line toward the end. All right. So next, are there any words that start with B? No. Are there any words that start with C? Yes, the word is cart. So it's going down. So number 2 is going to be cart. Then you just go up and you mark off the word cart. A, B, C. What comes next? D. And look, be careful when you look. I remember doing these, and if you go too fast and you miss one, you have to erase and go back. Ugh, the worst. So just be careful. Go through them slowly, okay? So we're on number 3. You're looking for a word that would start with D next. And if there's not one that starts with D, then guess what? Go to E. All right? All right, so you have your alphabetical order to finish, and you're diagramming your conjunctions. Okay, guys, so that was last video for today. Today is Thursday, so I hope you have a fantastic day today. And if you have any questions, let me know. Tomorrow we will have our Friday. Woo! 6 weeks of online learning completed tomorrow. So time is going by quickly. So I hope you have a great day today. And if you need anything, just reach out and let me know, and I'll do my best to help you. So make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.